You are now tuned into Flippin' the Birds, a Philly Sports Network podcast.
What's going on, Eagles fans? Welcome all to episode 76 of Flippin' the Birds, a Friday night special. I'm Brian Cameron, he's Chris Infante, and today we are joined by Quinn Meinerz of Wisconsin-Whitewater. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good. I had a great leg workout today and look forward to going back home and seeing some of the family. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. I'm going to beat Chris to the punch. I did not work out today, so let it go.
When do you ever work out?
I never work out, bro. It's hard, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little difficult.
I get it. I worked out today. I did chest. I did a little upper body today, and my legs weren't feeling it today. I might want to, if I go tomorrow, I'll do legs. But it's when you get to this age, way up in the 32s, it's hard to do legs when your back is an 80-year-old. But it's I just miss those days of training in college. I threw in college, and I saw that you did in high school, right? You did. I'm assuming you threw because, or maybe the 1600, the 3200.
Oh my gosh, man, I have a huge respect for those long distance guys. But yeah, I did throwing and the occasional big man relay we had in high school.
There you go. Yeah, the 4x1 big man relay.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, that I almost tore my quad on my 4x1. Yeah, it was.
Good Lord, your body's breaking apart,
dude. That was when I was 18.
But that's where it all started.
That's where it all started. Us throwers, we're meant to do one thing and one thing only, is throw things far. It's just how it is,
Yeah.
But it's a fun thing. But thank you for coming on. We know you're a very popular guy, especially after your how do I put it into words? Your Goliath-like performance at the Senior Bowl. It's people were like, "What the hell is Wisconsin-Whitewater? Like, where the hell is this place? Who's this guy, Quinn Meinerz?" Like, all of a sudden, and Jim Nagy's just putting post pictures of you all, and people were retweeting like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And it only took the Draft Network like 6.5 months to put your name on the damn mock draft machine. So it's nice to finally get you on, and I'm sure fans are eager to hear about you. Your journey and all that. So let's just get put into the right. Now that so to keep the fans in there, true or false? The Eagles met with you.
That is true.
That is true.
Yes, that is true. And to put a little more information, I've met with them multiple times.
Ooh.
So there was a 15-minute interview that I met with every single team at the Senior Bowl, and then they actually brought me in for an extra interview. And then I've also had a couple other Zoom calls as well with different people through the organization. So, yeah.
Have you met the legend?
The legend as in?
Stoutland?
Coach Stoutland.
Yeah, the offensive line coach. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's a legend.
I met with him. He's put me through our little call. He challenged me quite a bit in that call. But great coach. And I would be really excited to get coached by him. I loved his energy on that call. I think he thought I couldn't hear him or something, but he was yelling pretty loud on that call.
That's probably just him. I can only imagine. I can't imagine Jim Washburn being any not Jim Washburn. Whoa, that was Jeff Stoutland. Washburn back from way back when he sucked. Jeff Stoutland being anything less than just crazy. Having to coach some of the players that have attempted to play offensive line for the Eagles for the last, actually kind of just this year. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the player named Jamon Brown, but I have a real serious question for you. Have you ever sacked your own quarterback before?
I have not. Usually I'm not even gonna comment even further on that. No, I have not. Hey, offensive line is a very hard job, and then when you have a bunch of injuries happen and you got to learn on the job of playing together, man, that's tough. So, hey, respect to those guys trying as best as they can, man.
Well, have you ever had a moment during a game or during a play where you had to fix your gloves while your quarterback was still scrambling around?
Usually at Whitewater, we would always have to try to, we would always try to be a high effort all the time, finish.
So
That's
even
what
if
we
your
needed.
gloves, falling off, you're not going to stop mid play and fix it and then figure out where the quarterback is.
I'm getting a taste of Philly football, and I love this already. No, I'm fighting and scrapping to make sure my guys are clean. But.
Okay, so we're sold already.
He's already qualified.
Because we had some offensive line play where it's like, the play's still going on, right? And the dude's like, he stopped short of just tying his shoe mid play. It was interesting. But so before we get into, I know we said you're not going to be too robotic, but we want the fans to know who you are. And, so what got you, into football? Were you born 6'2", 300 pounds, or did it just come, slowly over time? And why Wisconsin-Whitewater?
So I've played football. I mean, ever since I could walk, pretty much. I was running around with the football. So I kind of started. We had a flag football program where I'm from in first, second, third, and fourth grade. That's what I did. Did the little flag football, and then youth football started in fifth grade. So we got to put on the pads and tackle a little bit. I was always a pretty big kid growing up. So in youth football, I was always over the weight limit, and when you're over the weight limit, they stick you right to offensive line. That's just kind of where it works. So I played offensive line my entire life, and I've loved every moment of it. It's just a position that I think fits really well. So I had a big growth spurt in between my freshman to sophomore year of high school. I was like 5'11", 180 as a freshman, and I was 6'2", 260 as a sophomore. So I put on 80 pounds and a couple inches of 3-4 inches of height, and I became a starting right tackle in high school, and then went through my career there, and then I didn't really have any offers to go anywhere, and so my senior year I was 6'2", about 300, 305, somewhere around there, and Whitewater was the best decision for me at the time.
So was it always football, or did you play any other sports?
So in high school, I decided to take up wrestling and track and field. So I was convinced by an older person on the football team that was, I think he was a junior when I was a freshman at the time. And he told me that, like, if I want to be better at football, which is something I always wanted to do, is you got to do wrestling. Mm-hmm. And so he kind of convinced me to go into wrestling, and I'll thank him forever for getting me into that sport, because it really does help. And then I also did track and field. Just the field events, doing the shot put and discus, not a lot of running, but the occasional big man relay, which was fun. And I couldn't tell if the sprinters were cheering us on or just laughing at us. You can never really tell.
The sprinters don't even get it, man. Like I threw in high school, I threw in college. I'm currently the head coach of my high school's team. And like I'm trying to get the sprinters to and the runners to kind of appreciate the throwers a little more. How many I tell these runners, how many times do you come in third or fourth place and you don't even score for us, but yet our throwers are coming in first and second place and they're scoring for us, and they're the reason why we're league and sectional champs. So like, put some damn respect on their name. And then they're just like a cult. It's a cult. I tell my runners that all the time, and they'd like to deny it. And they're like, "No, it's not a cult." I'm like, "Yeah, what am I going to see you doing tomorrow morning at 6:45 in the morning with all 80 of you running on the street?"
Isn't your team full of middle schoolers?
No, high school.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say middle schoolers can't be a coach as yet. But, I got a question for you, Chris. Have you seen Quinn's hops?
I did.
I'm a little jealous. I'm 5'11". I played basketball probably my entire high school, and I was never able to dunk. But Quinn looks like a mammoth unicorn just flying through the air, dunking the basketball on his Instagram.
Do you really want to call that basketball that you played?
I played basketball. Don't play me.
I mean,
okay.
I mean, I guess you played with a basketball.
Let's not talk about you. Okay. Mr. Horace Grant.
Horace Grant. Shut up. So. How cold does it get in Wisconsin?
So I actually missed a lot of the winter because I was training, doing a lot of the combine training in Texas. But yeah, I'm sure you guys knew about the outages that were happening in Texas. That was right where I was. So a little piece of Wisconsin came with me down there. But Wisconsin. I mean, I think there was a record cold day like 2 years ago where like the wind chill was like -60. Like it was colder in Wisconsin than like Antarctica for like a day.
Lord.
So like it can get really cold and a lot of snow, and I think pretty similar conditions to Philly.
Oh yeah. I mean, like if you're used to -60 weather, you're gonna be out there in your crop top when it's 25 degrees.
Yeah, I love playing in the cold, man. Cold with a little bit of snow. That makes the offensive coordinator run the ball a little bit more.
That's right, and they use you a little more, right? Yeah. You get to go knock down a linebacker here and there. So I do have a gripe with you. When I was reading up on your bio, it said I'm not at the beard yet. I read that you grew up a Patriots fan.
Yep.
Why? You're in Wisconsin.
I was mostly a really big Brady fan because I think I really like his story of how he kind of went kind of almost always under the radar, and the way he's been able to kind of be the underdog and always kind of prove people wrong. I think is something that I really look up to, and the way he prepares for football games.
Yeah, he's the GOAT for a reason. You can't deny that much.
So are we safely assuming in 2017 you were rooting for the enemy in the Super Bowl?
You don't have to answer that question, Quinn.
You can safely assume it. Yeah, it's fine. I'll stay by where I was at.
Damn.
You trying to set him up already for Eagles Twitter?
It's tough, man.
No, I'm telling the Eagles Twitter. They will. They're idiots. I know they're watching right now, but you guys know you're a bunch of idiots. So am I. But yeah. So I just don't get it because Tom Brady's a Michigan guy, and aren't Wisconsin and Michigan supposed to hate each other?
I mean, I don't like the Badgers, so.
Never mind.
I like Wisconsin-Whitewater, man. That's the team.
I meant the state. I meant the state and Michigan. Maybe they just hate each other because
No, I think that's more. It's more Wisconsin-Illinois that doesn't like each other more than Wisconsin-Michigan.
So there you go. We don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about.
Have you ever heard of the term fib?
Like to lie?
So Wisconsin people call Illinois people fibs, F-I-B-S. So I'll give you the G version, which is friendly.
No, you don't know.
Oh, you could go all out.
No, you didn't. You don't have to.
No holds barred.
It's fucking Illinois bastard. But the nice version is friendly Illinois buddy.
Can we? So now what you're saying is, and I'm saying it's from you. Carson Wentz's new name is Fib. Because he's in Illinois now. He's in Indianapolis. No, that's in Indiana. What is my geography today?
Wow, where are you? Damn. Had me confused for a second.
I'm just a gym teacher, man. I don't even know where I am half the time. Shit. But I'm still going to... We can still make it Indiana. It's an I.
Quinn, is there anybody in the pros right now that you kind of just like look to model your game after, or kind of like looking to kind of not emulate when you get to the pros, but kind of just follow in their steps? Because we did mention Kelsey before the call.
Someone that as I'm kind of on this center journey, I've been watching a lot of Ryan Jensen. I like watching the way he plays. Game's physical, mean, nasty. He does the little mental games too throughout the game, and I think he's he's always sticking up for his guys. There's that that classic clip when he was playing for the Ravens where it was a late cheap shot and he comes in there and sets the tone. I think that's someone that you want on your team. So and the way he plays too. So when I've been on the center journey, I've been watching a lot of him. Obviously, Jason Kelsey is an animal himself. The way he pulls is crazy. I mean, I hope to emulate something like that, but his athleticism is really impressive to watch, especially coming from an offensive lineman as well. But when I'm looking at guard stuff, I do try to emulate some Quentin Nelson type of.
What a monster!
Yeah, he's a monster. Hey, and he's guarding your buddy Carson Wentz now. There you go. So that kind of
The
relates.
fib. He's guarding the fib now.
He's not a fib, bro. So before the call, you were mentioning something about Quinn's beard. I'm very curious as to what's going on.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. I'm gonna share.
Oh, we're putting it on full blast.
I'm gonna share my screen for a moment.
I would expect nothing less than to be full blast on a Philadelphia Eagles podcast.
So
No,
sorry.
Nothing less, man.
All right, so this is the Photoshop thing that I use all the time. So I'm gonna ask you, what's the difference between this and this? I can you guys see like this guy here?
Oh, here. I got you. Hold on, tell me. Start from again. I'll put it onto the screen.
Oh, see what happened?
What the hell?
Okay, so
Why are you showing
so this guy here. This is one of my favorite movies. It's called Leprechaun, and there's like 6 of them. Like me and my buddies in college would just watch it. There's Leprechaun in the Hood. There's Leprechaun in Space. Look it up. It's some creepy shit, but it's awesome. So what's I feel like I'm looking at that when I look at this. Look.
Like I was on blast for the beer, but I've never had that type of comparison. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Like or
hey, that was a rough period right there. I think everyone's got that like rough, school picture or whatever, roster picture. It happens. I think I know. We don't know now. Do not do that. I took one for everybody.
It was a clean looking beard, though. I mean, it was pretty clean.
It was clean, but it just didn't look right.
Because we also got a little bit of this going on too. But I'm gonna share again, Brian. You ready?
You have too much ammo in them.
I always got ammo, man. Okay, and right here I got some.
Yeah,
we got some moves going on.
That's hilarious.
Okay. No, wait, hold on. We don't need moves up here anymore. There we go. Okay. All right. So like, were you able to just always grow a beard, or just because I look at the freshman picture and it was like kind of non-existent, and then it just like chia petted out over the years.
So kind of it takes me a little bit of time to grow a beard. So that freshman year picture, so you're not allowed to have a beard in wrestling, and so it takes me a little bit of time. And so when I finished up the wrestling season in high school, I was trying to grow the beard as much as I could throughout the summer, and that was what I got. And then I just kind of kept it going, and I think I trimmed it a little bit weird looking in the sophomore year, and then I think junior year I figured out what I wanted.
There you go. Just let it all out.
It takes time. You gotta go. You gotta kind of grow with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I am pretty jealous. I'd like to grow my hair out a little more, but if I do, then you get the grays and all. Kind of see that.
Why don't you ever grow your beard out? I don't get it.
I'm like Santa Claus when it comes out because it's all gray. Like when I shave it, when I trim it, then obviously there's still gray there. It's not like
look how your body feels, bro. That's what it's all about.
Please never tell me to listen to how my body feels ever again. Like keep it over there with your brick wall behind you.
Listen, man, it's better than I'm looking at my daughter's toys all day.
Shit. So Wisconsin, known for negative 60-degree weather, fibs, and what kind of food is out there in Wisconsin? Because it's like I feel like when we're talking to people and prospects, like we had a prospect a few weeks ago. He went to Northwestern, and that's in Chicago. Well, pizza and all that stuff. And I feel like people are going around there. They talk about the Northeast food. They talk about the South. They talk about the Midwest, like Texas and the barbecue and all that. What the hell's in Wisconsin?
So first, may I ask you who you talked to from Northwestern? I'm just curious.
Patty Fisher.
Patty Fisher.
Okay. I was just curious if you talked to my boy Slater, Rashawn Slater, but
no, I tried. We're trying, but these agents, they don't like to call back.
So my go-to place to eat at is Culver's by far. and you got to get the cheese curds and a little thing of ranch.
Cheese curds are good. Cheese curds are really good.
Yeah. So that's my go-to. I think that's one of the it's kind of like a fast food kind of place, but I think it tastes really good, man. I love Culver's.
I'd go for some cheese curds right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Cheese curds are delicious. These are real good. So that means we're gonna have to get you some cheesesteaks when you come over to Philadelphia. You but like, I feel like you're gonna have to talk to the players. Maybe not Sean Bradley. We had Sean Bradley, the linebacker for the Eagles, a couple of weeks ago. And he said they're all the same. The cheesesteaks are all the same no matter where you go. But then you talk to the fans, and you got them saying you got Max's over here. But don't go to Patter. What's the other one? Geno's, because that's just commercialism at its finest. Apparently Culver's has some good burgers.
Oh yeah, the butter burgers, man. Like they're
Butter burgers?
Butter burgers.
Yeah, they just tons of butter on it, man. Like they're delicious. My favorite burger, since he was asking, I'll say it, is definitely the mushroom and Swiss burger, man. I always love a great mushroom and Swiss.
I'm not a mushroom guy.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm not a mushroom guy. See, I'm weird. I love marsala sauce. Like I'll eat chicken marsala, but the mushrooms gotta go. Gotta go.
Mushrooms, onions, steak.
I could do onions for days.
That's another one.
But like butter, like so they're trying to kill you enough with the meat, but they can't stand the heart attack that the burger itself brings you, and they just need to slab on butter also.
So at our state fairs, we have just deep fried sticks of butter.
Deep fried sticks of butter.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a new thing every year at like the state fairs, and like one of the most ridiculous ones that I've seen is it's a stick of butter that's just deep fried.
Wow. Well, apparently one of our fans is a diabetic now because of the burgers over there. So sorry to hear about that, Alex.
So they just put butter on a stick and they just deep fried this, and people are just gnawing at it like it's a hot dog.
I can't imagine.
So.
Like,
I've never had it. It just sounds. I mean, it's got to taste really good, but it's just like one of those
I'm sure it tastes delicious. I don't know, but like
deep fried.
Deep fried pickles, deep fried.
Oh, deep fried pickles! I can do that for days.
So
I hate pickles.
Why? Pickles are phenomenal.
See, that's another thing. I love pickled things, and I love relish, but I hate pickles. I can't do it.
See, now pickled mushrooms are actually really good too.
Oh, see, like what do you do? Ew. Like I'll do pickled jalapenos. I'll do pickled onions. That's delicious.
What about deep fried Twinkies? I've never had it.
I'll do deep fried Twinkies. Absolutely, I'll eat.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm not a Twinkie kind of person. I never really had like Twinkies that much growing up.
The sushi place by me, they make deep fried Oreos.
Oh, that's undefeated. No matter where you go.
Deep fried Oreos. You were about to say something?
I was, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
See how kind I was being for the first time?
After you.
So usually a question that Chris likes to ask, some of the prospects is on game day, what's in your ears? What's getting you into the zone of, just focusing everything else out and just focusing on the gridiron?
So I kind of like listening to some house music or some like EDM style music. I just, game day, I'm super amped up, and kind of to match that energy, I'll kind of listen to some, faster pace, maybe some drum and bass in there too. As I'm out there on the field, kind of going through a little warm up and a progression. That's kind of how I like to, get ready for a game.
Are you the type to start singing out loud with everything blasting in your ears? Not caring about anybody around you.
No, I can't sing, man. So I keep it to myself. There's some guys in the locker room that love to just, whether they're just playing it through their phone or they're singing it. I think to have all those characters in the locker room is hilarious, but I try to like kind of keep it to myself a little bit.
I kind of expected you to just be singing out loud with it.
Nah, man.
But I mean, like EDM and all that stuff. No, there's not much words in there, right? It's
like a lot of like the same thing over and over.
Yeah, mm-hmm. It's just a guy just pressing a button over and over and over like this, and then like pressing another one every now and then, like and just doing this and that, and then people were just raving out with, on it. That's kind of surprising. Just looking at you and looking all, you just strike me as just a metal guy, like the way you play and all that, and looking all that. Just
so if I'm not listening to that stuff, I'll listen to like some Van Halen is one of my
There you
top
go.
Van Halen, Motley Crue, Def Leppard. Those are just classic things to listen to.
You gotta Brian, just click on that one. That last one that just came on.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah, I had the same reaction.
Ask him. Well, Alex wants to ask you. Have you ever heard of your Big Fat Mama Booty Band? Is that like not disturbing anybody else?
What the hell?
What?
I don't.
Well, you got Quinn looking it up now.
Yeah, I hope you're not calling any of our mamas big booty. I'll find you, Alex.
Yo, Big Fat Mama Booty Band. Wow.
Huh. It's an actual artist.
Really?
Yes.
I'm curious. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well, Alex, I guess I'll see what it's about. I'm always interested in seeing new music, so I guess I'll.
I guess I got my new gym playlist for tomorrow. When I go to the gym, I'm gonna have to.
I mean, he said it's a house funk band, so.
Interesting.
All right.
Very
Thanks,
interesting
Alex,
name to pick.
Hey, like I can't wait till I'm benching one day and be like, hey, what are you listening to? Your Big Fat Mama Booty Band.
I'm pretty sure somebody will strike you if you say that. That's terrible.
So you obviously there's been no combine. You had a little pro day, but you had the Senior Bowl, everything. Between those experiences, who has been like the most helpful to you, like a player, maybe a coach? You mentioned that you spoke your boys Rashawn Slater, who's another fantastic offensive lineman in the draft. Is there anybody else you met, like any position really that you're like, wow, this dude is legit, or he's the next superstar? Just watching him, things like that.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of cool people that I've been able to talk to and see how they did their journey. So there's a small school Senior Bowl player last year by the name of Ben Barch. We played against each other in the playoffs that year, and so I've been able to talk with him. And then actually after the Senior Bowl, Ali Marpet reached out to me, and then through training down in Exos in Frisco, Texas, I've been able to meet a lot of different people down there too. So there's been a lot of people that I've been able to kind of just pick their brain a little bit, ask a couple questions, or just like overall just kind of training with them to see what like a Division I player or Division I prospect kind of looks like. And that was something that really helped me through the process. Keep building confidence. Like, hey, I'm just as big and strong as these guys too. Like, hey, I can play with these guys. So, and then like another person that I've always kind of leaned on has been my dad. He's helped me a lot through this. And other than that, man, I've done a lot of work myself. I've put a lot of stuff on my own plate to go get more.
Oh, no, that's awesome. Like, I do want to ask, and I didn't get to read this article yet, but hold on, let me pull up the real name of it, because it was like some sort of workout you did in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that? Like, I think it was an article on the Draft Network, I believe, and it was like Quinn Meinerz and the something Canadian workout. I'm like, I gotta ask him about this. So what was that? What was that all about?
So my great uncle, Tim Meinerz, he owns an island up in Canada, in Ontario, Canada, and he does a fly-in fishing camp. So from Saturday to Saturday, you can fly up there on one of those water planes, land in, and then you get your own cabin and you go fishing all week, and then you leave on Saturday, and that's just how it is. So I spent my 2018 and 2019 summers up there, and so in 2019, getting ready for that season, I wanted to make a workout video to show like my teammates, what I was doing on this island, because everyone wanted to know what I was doing, but we only had internet if the generator was on, and that was if the weather conditions were right, and so that was the only way I could talk to people. So I recorded myself doing these workouts, put a video together to show my teammates how serious I was getting ready for that 2019 season. So that's the workout video. I had to be creative to try to stay in shape getting ready for the next season, because I would get done with my finals in May, go up there, and I wouldn't come back until like a week before fall camp would start. So that's kind of I guess and it's just a funny video. I think it's brought a lot of joy to people, and I think that's just kind of it's cool to have that moment.
Yeah, awesome. So you go from negative 60-degree Wisconsin to Ontario, Canada on an island. Is it that cold up there too? That the weather conditions needed to be just right for?
Yeah. So in the summer, I mean, it is still hot as heck up there. Like it's 90 degrees and humid up there in Canada.
Really? Wow.
In the summer, and so yeah, that negative 60 was like a once in a lifetime thing in Wisconsin. Typically we're in the single digits for a solid part of the year, or in the teens a little bit.
That makes today seem like summer. It was like 25. It was like 25-mile-per-hour winds today, and it's like shit. I tried to take
it's like windy everywhere. It's been windy here for the last like 3-4 days. It's crazy.
I hate windy days more than anything.
Why, it messes up your hair?
No, because every time I open the window, my things go flying in the house, and I gotta pick it up.
So then, why do you keep papers up by the window? Like what?
Not papers. Listen, when your daughter gets of age and she starts doing these little things at school that you want to frame on the refrigerator, you put it on the fridge. All right, there's a window right by the fridge.
So then, get a stronger magnet.
Is that really what we're gonna debate right
now? Jesus Christ. So you said you did the Exos. I know the Exos was a big deal this year, with not a real combine happening this year and all that, and people are making fun of everybody's pro day 40s, saying everybody's running like 3.9s out there when they're really supposed to be running 5.2s on their pro day. Do you know that there's a Lane Johnson offensive line summit every June where all these prospects and players go to and just hang out with all these crazy ass psychotic offensive linemen in the league that we got.
Oh yeah. So I've in November I actually trained with Duke Meinerz. So Duke and
so yeah, Duke is
So I'm pretty hopeful to be able to get that opportunity to go there this summer, hopefully, and talk with a lot of those guys, because that's a great place to finally like get some group think of, all right, how do we stop these guys? Because everyone's getting more and more athletic, and talking with each other is, and Lane Johnson, man, like his play speaks for itself, and I'm sure you guys saw the video of him doing all those pull-ups, man. Like that's awesome. That's awesome to see, man. He's a beast. He loves the game, and you can just tell.
My shoulders separated watching him do that, because I can barely do 2 pull-ups at 250 pounds, and he's doing 1,000 at 3 something. So like, and his workout, like his old gym that he has down there in Texas is like, you look at that thing, it's like, holy shit. We're gonna once we post this later on and tomorrow, I'll tag his agent in there. His agent and I talk from time to time. We gotta get you down there, man. That thing, I think they would love you down there, because you're a tenacious player. I think I just watching you, and like kind of like your journey, like you went from this relatively unknown person, playing for a D3 school, and like, no one really knows any D3s, in the country, because no one, like the big markets, the big media people, they don't, for lack of a better term, don't give a shit about schools outside of D1, which is really sad. Because like yourself,
and even
like
some D1 schools get overlooked as well.
Exactly. It's like every now and almost all the time. Like the big schools like Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Florida, they're the ones that are getting highlighted. A few days ago when Adam Schefter was like, "Oh, today's Alabama's and Ohio State's pro days," and I commented on like, there's like 6 other schools too, and then that set off a firestorm. I didn't know that Ohio State Twitter existed. I really didn't know, because all their fans came after me like, "Whoa, no other school has Justin Fields." Blah blah. Like, shut up. Like, who cares? But it's a shame, because there's so much talent in all these other schools. Like yourself, like you said, Ben Barch from last year, and the safety Christian Uphoff from, I forget his school. Was also.
We have the same agent. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, Christian and I. Yeah.
Those types of players that are like, they're in the draft for a reason. So let's give them. It's a shame, and we hope, we already know, like, you don't need our help. We're just Eagles fans, that you're already far and away above where you were in December, because you like you said, you do things yourself, and your play in the Senior Bowl was yourself. That wasn't, no one was playing for you. So the fact that you went out there and you just mauled people, some of the top defensive tackles in the draft, we really hope people open up their eyes to who Quinn Meinerz is. But we don't hope that they opened it too many eyes, because, like we said before, the Eagles need real solid offensive line play.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to your position, you said, and this was before we went on live, just so everybody knows, you're listed as interior offensive line. Where do you see where have teams told you they see you, and where do you feel most comfortable playing?
So when I'm going through this interview process, and I guess what I see on social media too is, I see a lot of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Quinn Meinerz center. I just see a lot of center everywhere, and I think a lot of teams are looking at me as a center as well. I think that I was a brand new center at the Senior Bowl. I've never played center until the Senior Bowl, and I think I showed a lot of good characteristics of a center. And I think that kind of opened up a lot of eyes of like, hey, like, this kid, bring him in, get him coached up a little bit. This kid can play some center. And so that's kind of what I think a lot of teams are thinking. I think guard is, obviously a little bit more of a comfortable spot for me, just because that's where I've spent most of my time at Whitewater was playing left guard. So I'm willing to learn and play whatever and do whatever a team wants. And honestly, it doesn't really matter, because when you're playing interior offensive line, you have to be able to play all three and be a swing player. The value that you can bring to a team of doing that is, that's how you stick around, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to learn center.
So now you're drawing closer to the draft. I mean, only a couple of weeks away. What's the feelings like? What's going through your mind getting closer to this? To day one. The jitters, the possibility of going the first round, second round, or possibly third round, so on. Like, what's going on through your mind as an athlete right now?
So I honestly, like, I don't have jitters at all. Like, I'm just so excited to be here, man. Like, if you told me 4 years ago when I first committed to Whitewater, this is where I was going to be at, like, I would just tell you, you're crazy. So to even be here is just really a blessing, and I'm really excited that I've been able to go through this process, firsthand and have that experience. So am I jittery? No. If I fall to whatever round, whatever. Like, before Senior Bowl, I mean, I'm hoping for like 6th, 7th round, probably going to be undrafted. So to be even here is crazy. So that's not really, I'm just excited to have my names show up on the board, and because it definitely seems now that, like, that's, almost a for sure possibility, but anything can happen on draft day. So right now, I mean, I'm setting new goals, because now it's like not if, now it's kind of when I'm going to get drafted is kind of I'm looking at it, not to be like an ego person. That's just,
no, absolutely, yeah.
That just seems like that's what the reality is. So I mean, my next thing here is, like, I got to keep training my butt off, because now I got to go against another level of competition. So now I'm working out even harder. I'm thinking about, now I'm gonna have to go against these elite D tackles every single week. Everyone's got a great D tackle. Everyone's got a great run stuffer. Everyone's got a great pass rusher. So that's kind of where my head is at now. It's trying to get in, learn a playbook, and keep elevating my physicality, so that way I can, kind of make another transition.
What are your plans for draft weekend? Like, where are you going to be? You be home with your parents, or?
So yeah, draft weekend, I'll be back in my hometown of Hartford, Wisconsin, and I'll be with my family and my girlfriend, and just kind of I want to be with the original people that have been with me through this journey, and just kind of be with them and celebrate that special moment.
So you talk about the level of competition, obviously, from going college to pro, even from D3 to pros, huge jump. In this whole process, and this is a two-part question, who has been, even though you've been mauling them and throwing them to the ground, who has been the hardest defensive tackle or even defensive lineman prospect you've had to guard so far in the Senior Bowl, and which decent defensive lineman I don't want to say you don't want to face, because obviously as an offensive line and I played offensive line way back in 8th grade, so I'm definitely an expert. So like all the Twitter experts, is there anybody that you're like, oh shit, I gotta play him? Not in like a scared way, just like I really gotta step my game up to play him.
Yeah, I would say that. So I'll kind of answer it a little bit of my own way. So I think the best defensive tackle I've played, at least in all of Division III, was definitely Joey Longoria from University of Maryland Baylor in Texas. We were able to battle against each other for 2 years in 2018 and 2019 in the playoffs. At the Senior Bowl, where I was able to kind of go against that next level of competition, would have to be Osa Diazui from UCLA. He was a great defensive lineman, and he challenged me a lot, especially when playing center and having to snap the ball and move quickly and anticipate the snap and just try. It was honestly a really fun week competing against him, and I think we both earned each other's respect just because of the way we competed against each other. So I always have them. I've had the mentality since like middle school: respect all, fear none. So I mean, if they're a defensive lineman I'm scared to go against, no. Like my job is to protect my quarterback, protect my running back, and protect my wide receivers. Like that's just the nature of the position. So it's not allowed. Like fear is just not. It's just not allowed. I've played offensive line my whole life. You have to do whatever it takes to get that job done, because that's your job is to protect everybody else.
I respect that.
I mean, thankfully, you're not going to be, and I think this is going to help you, and as it's probably helped Kelsey in practice. If you get drafted by the Eagles, you're going to be facing one of the best defensive tackles in the league in practice every day, and Fletcher Cox, and Javon Hargrave, who sidebar, the new numbers came out today for the Eagles, and first of all, Jalen Hurts is now number 1, which is fantastic, great move. Javon Hargrave didn't wait like 5 minutes for Malik Jackson to get cut for him to switch over to 97. I absolutely love Javon Hargrave for that move. Like that's the level of petty I strive to be.
Well, that's like Quez and Deontay Burnett.
Oh, I mean that doesn't
Burnett
matter.
just got cut.
Yeah, like the balls you have to do is to switch to a number as soon as someone gets cut. That's next level, which is the name of my beer, Next Level. Which is where.
Want to know another thing? That's the same place I train at.
There you go. See,
there we go.
All works out. And Quinn is about to move to the next level. See, it all ties in. This is a quadruple IPA.
Damn.
I'm drinking a 12.5% IPA right now. It is fantastic. Can I safely assume you're a beer guy, Quinn?
I actually don't drink.
Oh, you don't drink? Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
if you want me to go into it, it's just it's not in line with my goals, man.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I know plenty of people. I have plenty of friends that don't drink. So it's everybody's.
I say that, and I tell people, like, when they hear I'm from Wisconsin, they assume I'm a beer drinker just because I guess that's the beer and cheese is Wisconsin. So, but have you ever had a spotted cow?
I've seen spotted cows before.
So you haven't had the beer spotted cow?
No. Oh, I thought you were talking about like the actual like food. Like,
oh,
I mean, we have had a hamburger.
No, so like I've never had it, but like that's like the gold of Wisconsin beer is New Glarus spotted cow. You can only get it in Wisconsin. You can't order it. You can't anything. It's only in Wisconsin.
Wow, so you actually have to travel out there to even get your hands on it.
Yeah.
So I gotta drive to Wisconsin. I actually almost went to Wisconsin when I was coming out of college. And this is going to kind of lead into something I want to talk to you about later. I went I'm a gym teacher, so I went for phys ed in college, and I wanted to expand into the adapted physical education program, and work with kids with disabilities and all this thing. And Wisconsin at University of Wisconsin La Crosse had a great adaptive program. And what it came down to was my college self saw that I needed to take a big ass test to get into lacrosse, and I said, "Oh no,
Yeah.
Do
That's
that?
that's in our conference. That's in our conference, Wisconsin lacrosse.
Yeah, but I read up. I looked at the campus and I was like, first of all, do I want to study for another test or just go home? Do I want to deal with even colder weather than I do now? Because I was in school in upstate New York and that was cold. Yeah, I'm not gonna go home. But yeah, that's that Wisconsin. Now I regret not going to Wisconsin because I could have had a spotted cow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still hope. You can still travel over there.
You think my 16-month-old is gonna let me drive, and my wife gonna let me go to Wisconsin? So, a little bit more about your workout regimen. So, I don't know if you have heard of this scoring system called relative athletic scoring. This guy, Kent Lee Platty, a great guy. He developed this whole system of testing, putting the numbers of all these players' testing and putting it in such a way to show just how athletic a player is at their specific position compared to everyone that's ever played that position before. So from your pro day, it's out of 10. On his scoring, you scored a 9.91 out of 10, which is out of 1,107. He put you in at guard, and he said, and he wrote down at center. It's kind of the same thing. Out of 1,107 guards from 1987 to 2021, you rank 11th out of all of them. So what the hell do you do workout-wise to be just this majestic, nimble creature at 6'2", 320 pounds?
He's a unicorn. He dunks for a living.
Yeah, I think, I think when you have something like that, you gotta, credit genetics a little bit. But honestly, I just work so hard, man. Like it's not cliche at all. Like, you can work really hard in the weight room, but it really takes all aspects. I'm a physical education major as well, and I wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach. That was my I thought I was going to be doing, about now when I was going to be graduating, until plans decided to change a little bit, earn a couple more years of football. But, so like it takes making sure you're getting enough sleep. You got to make sure you're eating the right food. And then also you got to train harder than last time every single day. Like if you just stay at the same kind of effort, you got to keep pushing through those walls every single time you have that chance to. So that's really what I've been doing this last year, not having a football season and, having to kind of manage through COVID like everybody else was. I was just trying to utilize all those phases of, my supplementation, my sleep, my diet, and also training. Because, there's a lot of aspects that go into, improving. And I think a lot of people get hung up on like, yeah, I work hard. It's like, okay, yeah, you can work, there's 24 hours in a day. And if you're only working hard in the weight room, which is maybe 2 hours, you still have a lot of other things you got to work pretty hard at, which is making sure you get 8 hours of sleep and eating correctly.
That's right. That's what I try to tell my, athletes that, if you're not challenged, you're not changing. So if you want to change, you better challenge yourself. And
you have to put stress on your body to adapt.
Absolutely.
That's how you get bigger, stronger, faster. You got to put the stress on your body to go, hey, I need to get faster. Hey, I need to get stronger. And if you're not working hard enough, you're not going to stimulate that pathway of, hey, we need to build muscle.
See, Brian wouldn't know about that because he doesn't go to the gym.
Listen, I announced it right before the podcast. You can't talk about it.
No, I could talk about it all I want. Listen. I just got, like I told Sean Bradley last week, I finally got back to my 125-pound dumbbell bench press. I'm back. You gotta work on it, man. And then like my best was 130, and that was a year and a half ago. But now I'm back up to 125s because you got pushed. And I mean, I almost tore my labrum off after I did it. But that's besides the point. I just got it. My shoulder, hurts now, but I can say, and I put it on video, so at least it's proof. Yeah. So that's what things matter now. Putting things on TikTok and Twitter, and you can't. It's what matters nowadays. But now, before we move on even further, Quinn. Serious question that Brian told me to ask you. Do you manscape?
Whoa.
What was that?
Do you Manscaped? Do you know Manscaped.com?
That was a terrible way to advertise it, bro. What if you ask him that?
See, we're sponsored by Manscaped.com, and the Lawnmower 3.0. We see the big grizzled look you got going on here, and I'm sure if your girlfriend's listening, man, I'm telling you, for a birthday present, Manscaped.com, Lawnmower 3.0 is going to get you right. It can even trim you up here if you don't want to use it elsewhere. It'll trim you up right in here, shape you up a little bit. And I know you offensive linemen get sweaty as hell. So they got the ball preserver. That's you rub that on. No chafing at all. It's great. As you know, as a phys ed major, phys ed teachers are on their feet all the time. I'm on my feet all the time. It's like it glides. It's just like it just glides. It's great. So
what a visual.
For our fans at home, go to manscaped.com, FTB at checkout, 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com. Let it glide.
It's like the Snyder Cup of Manscaped.
Just let it glide. Yeah, it's nice and smooth.
Man, I'm about to go take a water break, man. What the heck?
See, I told you we're a little different than the other.
I can't stand you. I really can't.
Okay, well then I quit.
So what else we got for Quinn?
So, favorite food.
Ooh, favorite food.
I mean, you can divvy it up. Like I know, probably during the season, you go on certain, like you said, with your diet and everything.
I have a bone to pick really quick. So you mentioned all this. You gotta sleep right, you gotta eat right, but you're eating butter burgers. That can't be healthy.
No.
Those on cheat days.
No. Whoa.
That was my first cheat meal in about almost a year after my
Okay. All right, there we go.
I do have a very strict regimen, but Culver's, if I'm gonna have a cheat meal or if I'm gonna celebrate something, I'm going there.
And so that's the spot you're going to, no matter what.
That's the spot I'm going to. It's Culver's for sure. My favorite food, it's got to be. I really enjoy spaghetti. A nice, I think beef stew is another one that I just put crock pot. I mean, crock pot. You put anything in a crock pot, man, it's gonna be amazing.
It's like an air fryer. You put anything in an air fryer.
Yeah, everything in the air fryer is just phenomenal.
It's gonna be the best. And air fryer is the best invention in the world.
It really is.
But I think that's the first time we've ever asked someone their favorite food, and it's been spaghetti. Everybody else is like burgers, wings, or whatever. And spaghetti. Right?
It's a great little. I love the tomato sauce, meatballs, and then you can add even more things. I think you just can be really creative with it. So what I've been doing when I make the spaghetti is I've been putting some of those crispy onions.
Yeah. Oh, that's oh. I put those on my salads. I put those little crispy onions on my salads. They're delicious. That
are usually like on like a green bean casserole or whatever. Yeah, I'll put that like in the spaghetti, and it adds like a nice little.
So low key, is Quinn a chef?
I do a lot of cooking. I do like cooking. I mean, I don't have like a huge arsenal of stuff I cook, but like stuff that I do cook. I mean, I like it. I've been eating a lot of my meal regimen has been a lot of ground beef. Ground beef and rice.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta get in the protein, those carbs, like keep up that. Yeah. So your own spaghetti. So now we're gonna get into pasta now. Is it your own sauce? Is it like a family brought down sauce from like the great grandmother, or is this a Quinn?
It's not like.
Is it just regular?
It's not like that crazy of like some crazy homemade. Like I'm just like spaghetti. Any kind is what I enjoy.
So if someone took Chef Boyardee and just like opened it up.
It can't be canned.
Oh, okay.
It has to be fresh. It has to be made
right.
Be
fresh.
Okay,
yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
So
I grew up on a lot of home cooked meals. My dad is a great cook, so yeah, for sure.
Al dente, or you like a little more squishy? I don't know what the term for squishy is. Let's call it squishy.
Did you just ask that grown man if he likes a little more squishy?
Yeah, squishy. Yeah, squishy spaghetti.
Squishy spaghetti.
like al dente is when it's hard, right? Hard, that's when it's hard, like pasta.
I'm very curious as to where this is going to go.
the noodles to be cooked all the way? I don't know.
I just in my life right now, I haven't.
You like it squishy or do you like it hard? It's really what you just asked them. Bro, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're going from asking Quinn if he manscaped to asking if he likes it squishy or hard. Like, come on.
Those
man.
are two questions that you asked.
Come on, don't
put
pin
that
that
out
shit.
there.
Don't pin that shit on me. What I'm saying is, like, I just like my wife's side of the family are all Italian and Irish and German. They're just pasta. So they're like, do you like it al dente? Is this? So like for the past 9 years of my life, I've been asking if I like al dente or not. So it's just in my head, and it's just like her side of the family. And it's not calamari, it's calamar. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Just call it calamari.
So they leave the eye out.
Yeah, it's like this whole Italian thing, Like it's not mozzarella, it's mozzarella. Like we'll call it whatever it is. I'm still gonna eat it. Shit.
Do you like your calamari squishy or you like it al dente?
Listen. Just cook it because it's squid, man. It's squid, so you gotta make sure the thing is not crawling when you take it out.
Quinn, if you get to the pros, what's the number gonna be?
What do you mean?
The number on the back of your jersey. What are we going with?
Whatever they give me, man. I just want to the ball.
Nothing like no favorite number.
71. You were 71, right? So, but
yeah, I didn't get to pick. They gave me the number. I think the only number I wouldn't want is like 69. I think I'm good without that number.
Let's stay away from 69 for the rest of the podcast. But no favorite number growing up or nothing like that?
When I got the number 77 at Whitewater, I was like, damn, that's a pretty slick number. So I think 77 is a pretty
and that's a Quentin Nelson number too, right? I think that's a Quentin Nelson number. I think that's his number.
He's 56.
56. Never mind. He just screamed 77 to me for some reason.
And then I had 67 in high school, so 77, 67, those are kind of. But I think at center, I think you got to be in the 50s, or low 60s.
Well, I think what's available? I think 50 is available now because Duke Riley's not there.
51's available as well.
51's available.
And 53.
53. 59 is 59 available.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. 50. Oh no, 50 is not Avery. But yeah. So all right. So before we wrap up, and we thank you again for coming on. It's been an hour of just straight bullshit with you, and we apologize for that. So it's something I've been wanting to bring up, and it's a great thing that you're doing. Like again, we mentioned how much of a great player you are, and have shown people so far, and shown that people need to really pay attention to D3 schools more than they do. But what you're doing with Hugs for Elena, talk more about that initiative and what it means to you, and this is something that we'll definitely share every day to try and get more donations for you, because this is just an incredible cause, something that we know that is near and dear to your heart. But for people that are just learning about you and learning about this, let them know where it comes from, what it does, and everything else that goes with it.
So Hugs for Elena is a foundation that is for Elena Shelsta, and she's a 14-year-old girl suffering from GLUT1, which is a nervous system disorder, and it involves with so GLUT1 is what helps get the sugar up to the brain. It's a protein that helps get the sugar up to the brain. So she has a hard time getting that. So she has a lot of uncontrolled seizures, and she's one of the very few people in the world that have it. And so she's been looking for and needing help finding a life-saving treatment. So when I had all this kind of new fame and following from the Senior Bowl, so my initial efforts were created a shirt and stuff like that, but that's since been closed, and we're not doing any more sales for that. But if you have anything else you would like to donate, we did create a GoFundMe page, and you can find that through my social media. I have a link tree. I'm starting to get into the tech savvy stuff, but I'm learning all about all this stuff as everyone else is. But so I have a link tree. You can go to the GoFundMe and you can donate to her, and go to her Facebook page and find out information about her story. So the reason why I chose to do this is because her father was my offensive line coach in high school. So their family means a lot to me. And her mom is a physical education teacher at the high school as well that I went to. So, their family is incredible. They've done a lot of giving to the community, and this was just a way that I wanted to give back to them and, do something special because, I don't really like the spotlight on me. So I wanted to make sure I kind of put that on her.
We completely respect that, and I could speak for both of us when we say that. Causes like this are very near and dear to our heart. So whatever we can do on our side, we'll definitely make sure we can promote that as much as we possibly can. And if you're listening to this podcast now, make sure you visit Quinn's Instagram page and click on the link tree. And then the GoFundMe account is on there, right?
Let me share my screen.
Oh, here we go. There it is.
All right, so here's the Facebook page here. Hugs for Elena. For those of you that are on Facebook, I have sorry for all these notifications. I don't know where the hell I have no friends. Why are they notifying me? So we got this, and we got the fundraiser here. Come on, we're Eagles fans. We're passionate people. Let's help them get to that $5,000 goal. I think that's something we can try our best to do. It's a great organization. I was reading up on it. This is it's something we as Philly fans, we're like we told you before, we're a psychotic bunch, but for more than that, we're passionate. And when something like this comes around, I'm more than confident Philly fans can step up and help. So we hope that we helped push that message further for you, and hoping that our fans can help out. No matter if you end up on the Eagles or not, even if you're on the Cowboys, we'll definitely try our help and help out as much as we can.
And even if you can't, donate or anything like that, I think just learning about this, because it's such a new thing, and just kind of, I guess, everyone talking about, educating yourself, and it's just it's a rare thing. And the fact that, that she's able to smile every single day, if you're looking at those pictures, you're not going to find a picture of her not smiling, which is just incredible. So like going through the combine process, I had to, give a bunch of blood just to, for testing purposes. And I was able to talk with her once I was back in my hometown, and she was telling me that she does that almost on a weekend basis. And I'm just like, how do you do that? Like,
that's wild. That's draining.
Yeah. So, she's always had a smile, and it's a great person, great cause. And I appreciate you guys giving me a chance to talk about it. And
of course, we'll definitely do, we'll definitely do whatever we can to help spread the word out more, help you guys, help them get money. Just reading about it, she obviously is an incredible girl, incredibly brave. And just like you said, looking at the picture, she's a happy girl. For someone to be like that throughout all her circumstances, you can only imagine how great of a person she is. So, so everybody at home, you saw, and we'll post the link also once we're off here and all that, so people can get to it a little easier. So hopefully we can do that. We've Philly fans. I mean, it's obviously these people were Eagles fans before, but we helped raise money for Brian Dawkins' foundation last year. We did. I have the Eagles do an autism challenge that I was planning to run next month, a 5K for Eagles autism, but they postponed it because of COVID. But we've raised $400 so far, so hopefully Philly fans can step up for you and their family and do that as well. So it's our pleasure to do that. It's absolutely no problem at all. So last thing, well, two more things, because now I'm about to go 3 for 3. About to go 3 for 3. Xbox or PlayStation?
PC.
Oh, so
there's a good option. You applied it.
So I'm 2-0-1. I'm 2-0-1 right now because we asked.
If I were to pick PlayStation, I've always been playing on PlayStation.
Thank you. Finally, somebody's on my side.
I'm 2-1. Okay, I'm 2-1.
There it is. Let's go.
We asked
God of
Patty.
War, man. God of War is a great game, man.
I heard God of War is great.
The PlayStation exclusives are phenomenal.
But did you see on April 20th? What's happening? Or April 16th? One of those days. See what's coming to Xbox.
Do you know how much Microsoft had to pay PlayStation just to get that?
But it's coming to Xbox now. My only reason to go to PlayStation is now coming back to Xbox. So
Yeah, it's probably not gonna be the same though. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Well,
I only play Assassin's Creed, so now
it's a phenomenal game.
Yeah, I know. When I had PlayStation years back, when I was playing 2K and the first rendition of the show, it's great. But Xbox is
No, I'm
better.
talking about Assassin's Creed.
Oh, Assassin's Creed is the best. It's the absolute best. Okay, so let's say Eagles draft you. You're finally coming to Philly, and not these people, Eagles Twitter. I don't mean these people. Maybe I do. They see your name and they're botching your you'd be coming to a fan base that couldn't pronounce Alshon Jeffrey for his whole career. It was Alshon Jeffries for his whole career. It wasn't Chase Daniel. It was Chase Daniels for his whole career. I can't even pronounce the kind of pronunciations they were doing for Nelson Aguilar. It was like Nelson Aguilar, like Christina Aguilera. Like we don't know what the hell. So they're gonna probably be botching your name, like all the time. But tell them what kind of player, what kind of person is coming into the locker room, because that after last season and the kerfuffle that happened in the locker room and in the front office between the head coach and the GM and all that stuff, this locker room is needing a culture change and again and a chemistry booster, and they definitely need players in there that aren't assholes, for lack of a better term. So what would the Eagles be getting? Who would the fans be rooting for in Quinn Meinerz?
Yeah, first off, I'm a very, intrinsically motivated person. So you're going to get somebody that's going to, show up to, practice, meetings, everything. I'm going to be showing up early, and I'm going to make sure I'm well prepared, and I'm going to be busting my butt to make sure I'm ready to go, because I understand the standard not only of the NFL but the standard of certain teams, and I think that's something that I can enhance a locker room with just that mentality of like, hey, let's get to work, man. Like there's something, if you're not playing to win, like I don't know what you're playing to win the whole thing, man. So that's just the way I see it. And I think on top of that, I'm gonna bring a really positive energy to the locker room. I think there's always that time to turn on the switch of like hard work and kind of being a hard ass, but I think there's also another switch where it's like, hey, let's have some fun, laugh a little bit. We're playing football, man. Like let's enjoy the moment, enjoy what we're doing. So I think there's not enough positivity, anywhere, and I think bringing that positivity and like that, I don't know, younger energy would be something I'd be bringing to a locker room. So I think being a hard ass, but also knowing when to have fun, and, knowing when it's my turn, because especially being a rookie, it's kind of ask smart questions and learn a lot, and know when it's your turn, and really listen to what the veterans have to say, because they know the game the best.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Wherever you go, Quinn, I really hope that you win. Just because going off your personality and you staying here and shooting the shit with us for the past hour, like you're a well-deserving person for everything that's coming your way, man. So we really appreciate you, spending time with us, dealing with Chris's awkward manscaping, squishy and hard stuff.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything like that. We just need you to make sure that when I'm gonna manifest this, when you get drafted by the Eagles, make sure you buy a Mummers costume, because I don't know if you saw Jason Kelce's speech after the Super Bowl. Jason Kelce's Super Bowl speech. If you haven't watched it yet, if you haven't seen it, you gotta look it up. It's fucking phenomenal. We fully expect you to follow up with that in the next Eagles Super Bowl win, when you win the next one with the Eagles. Which will be next year when you get drafted. So we're gonna need that same for Jason Kelce's replacement. You're gonna have to get the whole head piece, and you'll see when you look it up. We're gonna need that whole thing. But yeah, like Brian said, we've been live for almost an hour and 10 minutes now, and you've dealt with our shenanigans for that long. So we really appreciate it, and we hope that people at home love you as much as we do, as much as the country has done since the Senior Bowl. Like they finally know who Quinn Meinerz is, and deservedly so. sites are finally adding you to their mock draft databases because now they finally know who you are, instead of doing the research like they should have done a long time ago. But these people, I'm the best draft analyst in the world. Well, who's Quinn Meinerz? Well, I don't know what. Who's that? So hopefully this trend continues. And again, we wish all the best for you, and we hope that teams love you as much as we hope the Eagles will, but not as much as the Eagles because we need you. So it'll suck rooting for you if you're on the Giants, Cowboys, or Washington. But yeah, and you know what? I'll say this: since they were your favorite team, I hope you get drafted by the Patriots if it's not the Eagles. I think that would be pretty cool for players like that they're drafted by their childhood team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us, Quinn, and we wish you the best, and we hope this is a calm next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks for you until the chaos starts, because your life's about to get crazy.
Yeah, I've already started the chaos, man. You got to prepare to, like you said, I'm going to be going against defensive linemen like Fletcher Cox, and I got to figure out how to protect my guy. If it is going against Fletcher Cox or going against the practice every single day. So, but yeah. Thank you guys for having me on. I had a good time. There's some new things you threw at me, so I'm excited to keep learning, and that's why I like doing these interviews, man. You never know what's going to happen. So when I heard Philadelphia Eagles podcast, I was like, all right, well, let's see what we got, because I know a little bit of the mentality and what goes on over there. So that the pictures were funny. I appreciate that. I like having a laugh. I think a good part of personality is making fun of yourself. So
absolutely. See, the thing is, like with Sean Bradley last week, he pissed me off because when we were talking, right, and
it was accurate.
And shut up, and so we're talking, and I asked them, what the hell? We're talking about the Jersey Shore, New Jersey, and all that stuff. Which, by the way, if you do go to the Eagles, don't go to the Jersey Shore. It sucks. And I'm sure you've heard of the show and the show and everything, and about all these Guidos and the Jersey Shore, and they're dirty as hell and all that stuff. He told me, he was like, "Oh, you know who you look like? You look like Vinny from the Jersey Shore." And I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off. If you don't know who that is, look him up and just keep your opinions to yourself, please. And when you see it, because I hate the fact that he said that. Because the Eagles,
it still bothers you. It still bothers you.
It's still, because he sucks. Because I was kind of gearing it one way, because people tell me I look like the Eagles linebackers coach Nick Rallis, and I didn't think I did, but it kind of solidified it when the Eagles announced his hire. I retweeted it saying, "Thankful for this opportunity. I'm happy to be here," and then I got 50 to 60 new followers, and they were all like, "Congratulations, coach! Can't wait." And I'm like, "I realize I'm not really that person." And he was like, "Nah, you look like Vinny." And so then we canceled the whole thing, and then we ended the interview there. But yeah, like you said, it's as you get older. Like back in high school, you're like, "Don't call me that." What the? And you try and get in fights with people that call you names and stuff. But now, when you get older, it's like, okay. So I look like this person. Who cares? Like Brian looks like a Puerto Rican Mr. Clean.
But it still bothers you. That doesn't bother me. I'm bald. I embrace my baldness. So I'm cool with it.
I don't sleep at night. I don't sleep at night anymore. So.
All right, guys. Well, Quinn, thank you for coming on, man. Like I said, best of luck to you, man. And we're gonna spread the word for Hugs for Elena as well. Obviously, I don't got to tell you to keep calm for the next couple of weeks, because you seem like a very cool, calm, collective guy. But best of luck, man. Like I said, wherever you go, I hope you do win, man. I hope you get everything you deserve, man. All right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you guys again. And have a good night. Have a good weekend. And
you too.
We'll see what happens on draft night. Have a good
Sounds
night,
good,
guys.
man.
Absolutely.
Take care, Quinn. All right, guys. That was Quinn Meinerz, hopeful center for the Eagles. He's
great dude.
He's spoken to the Eagles a couple of times. That has to mean something. Right.
Spoke with Jeff Stoutland. He went through the ringer with Jeff Stoutland. I'm not like that. Now that's 2 prospects so far. that have talked to the Eagles.
I don't know about you. Like, I'm trying my best not to get emotionally invested into the draft or get my hopes up about anybody just because of how the offseason has gone at this point.
Yeah, but then now that's 2 prospects. The Flipping the Birds. Actually, I don't remember the last year because we had Justin Sternad and Akeem Davis Gaither and Reed Harrison Ducro. But like, I don't remember any of them talking to the Eagles.
None of them did.
But now, see, we have 2 players who have spoken to the Eagles. So maybe the Flipping the Birds curse is going to be reversed this year.
It's going to be lifted.
Like, imagine we had 2 of the Eagles draftees already. Like, if Patty and Quinn get drafted by the Eagles, that just raises our
notoriety.
Whatever it raises. It raises our squishiness up to a new level.
We go to what was the other one? Aladent?
Look that shit up. Like, I'm sure Crystal knows about that shit. Like
Probably does, but I'm not a big pasta person to begin with, so
doesn't surprise me.
You're so judgmental tonight. But anyways, I'm Brian Cameron. He's Chris Infante, and this is Flipping the Birds.
Go Birds.
Yes, sir.